Your company may not need to fire you to make your job worth less. It only needs one employee who can do your work faster with AI. And that is where the AI revolution gets scary. Because the biggest threat may not be millions of jobs disappearing, it may be millions of workers becoming less valuable, while a smaller group becomes far more valuable. AI can already research, write, analyze data, create code, and automate repetitive work. But AI doesn't have to replace you to compete with you. It can simply reduce the human time needed to produce the same result. Think about two employees, same company, same salary, same experience. One uses AI to automate the boring parts of the job. The other does everything manually. At first, nothing changes. Then the manager compares their results. One finishes faster, produces more, and handles more work in the same 8 hours. Now the company has a choice: hire more people or give more responsibility to the employee who can produce more. That's the real shift. Companies don't ultimately pay for effort, they pay for value. And AI can change how much value one person can create. But here's the question that matters. Who gets the money created by that extra productivity? The worker? The company? The shareholders? Or the people who own the technology? Because income and wealth are not the same thing. Your salary pays you for your work. Ownership gives you a claim on what an asset produces. And AI is creating valuable assets everywhere. Software, data, AI models, chips, data centers, platforms, businesses built around automation. If those assets become more productive, their owners can potentially capture part of the upside. But this doesn't mean everyone loses. AI can also create new businesses, lower costs, new products, and entirely new jobs. The bigger change is this: the value of different skills is moving. AI isn't only affecting repetitive factory work, it's moving into white-collar jobs too. Research, accounting, marketing, programming, finance, consulting, legal analysis. Tasks performed on computers can increasingly be assisted by machines. But exposure doesn't always mean disappearance. Sometimes it means transformation. A job that once required 10 hours of manual work might eventually require 2 hours of human judgment. And that changes what companies want. Basic execution can become cheaper, judgment can become more valuable, strategy can become more valuable, leadership can become more valuable, creativity can become more valuable. So the competition may not be human versus AI. It may become human with AI versus human without it. And that difference is called leverage. One person with the right tools can potentially produce what once required an entire team. A small business can compete with a larger company. A creator can research and produce faster. A business owner can automate work that once required employees. But there's another problem. AI could make some entry-level career paths harder. Traditionally, you start with simple tasks. You gain experience. Then you move toward bigger decisions. But what happens when AI handles many beginner tasks? The first step on the career ladder becomes smaller. That means future workers may need to develop judgment much earlier. So don't just learn how to use AI. Learn how to turn AI into value, and then turn that value into leverage. Because earning more money is not the same as becoming wealthy. If AI helps you earn more, but your spending rises just as fast, your financial position may barely change. The bigger opportunity is ownership, a business, a product, an audience, investments, equity, intellectual property, assets. Something that can create value beyond the hours you personally work. So don't ask, will AI take my job? Ask this instead: what part of my work becomes more valuable because AI can handle the rest? That question changes the strategy. Learn the tools, understand your industry, build the skills machines struggle to replace. Use AI to multiply your productivity. Then use that productivity to build something you own. Because the next decade may not belong to people who simply work harder. It may belong to people who know how to multiply their work and keep a share of the value they create. AI isn't just changing jobs, it's changing productivity, it's changing leverage, and it could change the path from income to wealth. If you want to understand how AI, money, business, and the economy are changing before most people notice, subscribe to Profit Explain X. Because the biggest financial shifts don't always arrive with a warning. Sometimes they arrive as a tool sitting quietly on your desk.